Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. I'm at Nebraska Furniture Mart in the Colony near Dallas, and I'm with Dave Chambers, the director of flooring. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Kemp.
We just did a ribbon cutting. This is the third ribbon cutting on an Anso Gallery, which is a partnership with Shaw Industries. You did it in Omaha. You did it in Kansas City. Now you're doing it here. This is your biggest store. I guess it's continuing to work. Talk about why you decided to do this.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to our first Anso Gallery we did in Omaha, Shaw came to us with a vision and an idea of creating something different, something unique, wanting to really kind of create a distinctive space in our showroom where consumers can shop in a different manner. They can shop through more inspiring merchandising concepts, a showroom that's a little bit more easy to navigate from a consumer standpoint, an RSA standpoint, an area that builds confidence in their purchases. And so we saw a tremendous amount of success after we launched the Omaha Anso Gallery. Shaw's business definitely grew, but our overall carpet business grew, and that's exactly what we were looking for. So we were able to replicate that in Kansas City last year, and we saw the exact same results. It landed exactly where the Omaha store did from a lift in sales for both Shaw and NFM, and we were chomping at the bit to get the Colony one done, and here we are today with our next generation of the Anso Gallery, and we're super excited to get this thing launched.
I want to emphasize this. You're talking about the whole department picked up. So, I mean, it's not just a benefit to Shaw, but having this beautiful centerpiece raises the whole attractiveness to the consumer to want to shop. And this put an emphasis on the fact that what you do in your showroom is critical to how successful you are, right?
Yeah, in a showroom like ours and a store like ours, it's so big, and there's so many consumers that come through our building on a day-to-day basis. You need beacons of light, I guess, if you will, these new updated merchandising concepts where customers are just drawn into the area. And so we truly believe we're pulling people into the flooring market that may not have been thinking about flooring because they're coming over and they're experiencing these new merchandising fixtures that we've got, the storytelling. They just didn't have a clue that some of these things existed. And so I think we're actually bringing more people into wanting to purchase flooring than they before they even thought they were going to.
This store is your biggest store. Does that mean that the sales in flooring versus the other NFM stores is better out of the store?
Yeah, I mean, it is our largest volume store from a flooring overall business standpoint, which we have fully planned for that to happen. I mean, the market is just so much bigger here, so it should be our largest volume store, and it's definitely delivered on that. I would say it took us a little bit longer to get going here in the Dallas market. We opened as Nebraska Furniture Mart, and it took us a little bit to resonate with the consumers that we're much more than just furniture. We have all the flooring categories, and we have appliances, electronics, but now we're really moving and grooving, and the business is great here in Dallas.
So how is business on a year-over-year basis?
Yeah, I would say the first probably 3-4 months were pretty soft. There wasn't a lot of traffic coming in the doors. I will say we definitely saw a pickup going into May and June. We had some really great performances in really all of our categories in June going into July. I think it's softened up a little bit right now. I think there's a big focus on back to school, back to campus, which usually happens, and so traffic lightens up a little bit for us. But we were very optimistic to see 8 to 10 weeks of some really nice numbers. We hadn't seen consistency for quite some time.
Another factor probably is because the war in Iran is heightened back up and fuel prices are high, so the consumer's probably again in another paralysis mode, you think?
Right, it's crazy out there. I mean, there's so much happening in the world, the economy, there's a lot of uncertainty. For sure, we're seeing consumers pull back on their, discretionary spending. What we're trying to do is just, if you're in the flooring market and you're wanting to shop for flooring, we want you to come to NFM first.
Let's talk about mix for a minute. You were telling me last night that in all your stores, carpet's seeing a little bit of a resurgent versus LVT. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we're on, I think, year 3 of broadloom making a little bit of resurgence. I know a lot of people are talking about how units aren't growing and dollars are because people are buying a little bit nicer product. We're actually seeing both units and sales growing. So it's starting to take a little bit of share back from the hard surface categories, which is exciting to see. I love selling carpet. It's a wonderful product. A lot of dealers love to sell product that turns a little bit quicker, and carpet's one of those. But it's been fun to watch it grow 3 years in a row, year over year.
I've walked through your showroom here. I got here yesterday. I mean, it's beautiful. And I also like, though, the fact that you still have the banners of what Mrs. B was talking about, sell cheap and tell the truth. And that's when the consumer comes in here, they see that and know they're going to get a deal, right?
Yeah, our history and our legacy is exceptionally important to who we are and the reputation that we bring in our markets. And that one that you mentioned, selling cheap and telling the truth, that we want to instill in our customer that they have the trust that they know if they come into Nebraska Furniture Mart, they're going to get the best price, they're going to get the best value, because we do the work, we do the research, and it's just, they've shopped with us before, they see the prices, they know where we're at, and so we value the history and legacy of what Mrs. B created.
All right, so now that you've gotten this done, your attention goes to Austin, the big store, it'll be your 5th store, and it opens in the spring. So talk about where that stands right now.
Yeah, we are working away. It's quite the project. It's definitely underway. We're definitely planning on opening spring of next year. So we're excited about the new experience that we're going to bring to the Austin market. It's not that often that, at least at NFM, you get a blank canvas and you get to apply all the things that you've learned over the years and every concept you wish you could have put in, but maybe you had space limitations or walls or adjacency issues, and we were given a blank canvas and said, what would you do? I believe we have created an experience that will be unmatched in the Austin market for consumers to come in and shop the categories that we offer. And so we're super excited. Can't wait for next spring to get this thing open.
Dave, I'm going to see you, I think, in about 6 weeks in St. Martin. I need to mention that the Nebraska Furniture Mart is the largest member of the NFA, and we'll all be there, right?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Our conferences are fantastic. You know, there's the member meeting, the idea sharing, the conversations, the business talk, the vendors. I don't think there's a better conference out there, honestly, to attend. And we're lucky enough to be a part of the NFA. We're looking forward to it. Can't wait to get there.
All right, thanks for spending time with us. Again, been talking to Dave Chambers, the Director of Flooring at the Nebraska Furniture Mart, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.